Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Sabansi. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamers Pro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things. And I was here, man. Today we have a pretty interesting show for you guys. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Also, if you want to follow me on Instagram, my name is Charles Sabansi. My handle is CTABANZ. If you want to follow the channel, Instagram, same name as the channel, Dreamers Pro. And if you want today's full show before it comes out on YouTube, it is streaming for free on the Dreamers Pro podcast that we have pinned in the comments below. Anyway, let me get into this topic here. So this is the first time we are producing a show like this, right? And I said, why not? Let's get a little bit experimental. Let's talk about different things, right? People have a wide ranging, people have a lot of interests, and I don't think that people are just interested in sports. I think people are interested in sports and other things. And I think that maybe there's a group out there that's probably interested in this particular topic here. So for those of you who don't know, Dr. Umar Johnson is an American psychologist and activist. He's well studied, but he's also very popular in the social media space. He's been around for years now. You can see him on different platforms, big platforms like The Breakfast Club. He was on Roland Martin's show a number of years ago. They had a big interview there, which got millions of views. So number one, he's very opinionated. He's unapologetic about his opinions, which I like. If you believe what you believe it. And I think that he has the right to believe whatever the hell he wants to believe. That's his right. Right? I believe in that. So if you believe a particular thing, it's your right. It's your prerogative, and I'm not against anyone having their own opinion whatsoever. So speaking of opinions, what happened recently was he recently went on the Joe Budden podcast, which is a very big podcast. We referenced it about a month or so, maybe 2 months ago, when we were talking about Stephen A. Smith's comments on Max Kellerman when he went on there, which generated a lot of interest and a lot of buzz. A lot of people were talking about it. But anyway, recently, he did a sit down on Joe Budden's podcast. Now, I found out about this just by scouring through the internet. One video popped up, another video popped up. I saw something about something that he said about Eminem, and I'm like, okay, where's that happening? So now I went on YouTube to look for the interview. I couldn't find it. Then I found out that it's only on Joe Budden's Patreon. So if you want the full interview, you got to go there. So if you haven't heard it, you're interested in it, that's where you got to go, right? Now, I haven't had an opportunity to go over there and listen to it. So what happened? I came across another clip, and funny enough, this particular clip was sent to me. I saw it on fadeawayworld.net, via fadeawayworld.net, and it had the following headline. It says, Vanessa Bryant accused of not using Kobe Bryant's money to uplift the black community. And initially, I started reading the article to look for the quotes, but then it turns out that they were able to link an audio of it from Twitter of Umar Johnson basically explaining his position. I believe he was talking to Ish from the show, where he didn't back down and he made his positions crystal clear. So what we want to do is want to play exactly what Umar Johnson had to say on the Joe Budden podcast. It's only about a 1 minute and 16-second clip. We want to play it for you now, and then we're going to come back and get into this show. So take a listen to what he had to say here.
Let me ask you
Kobe Bryant.
Let me ask you a question.
Kobe Bryant.
I want to ask you a question.
Kobe Bryant died. Vanessa inherited his wealth.
Sure.
And guess what? Is Vanessa Bryant using any of that black man's money to do any good in the black community?
Let me ask you
absolutely not.
We don't know.
Vanessa Bryant. Listen,
I don't know.
I'm telling you.
How you know?
Vanessa
You know?
Bryant,
Let me ask you a question.
But wait.
she's a public
Can
figure.
I ask you a question?
And she just
You
did.
don't know
You
that.
didn't see that
You
initiative.
don't know
I
that.
do know. I do know. And I'm telling you now.
Let me ask you a
Vanessa
question.
Bryant just started an initiative with 3 predominantly white colleges, some sort of a sports initiative with Kobe's money and Kobe's name. Didn't choose a single HBCU.
Let me ask you a question.
With a black man's money. Marvelous Marvin Hagler, he died from taking a COVID shot. Is his white widow using any of Marvelous Marvin Hagler's fortune to help black folks?
You're being unfair.
I'm being unfair how?
No, let me tell you why.
Expecting white women to use black money to help black people?
No.
How is that unfair?
Because the same way you naming these people, we can name mad black wives that got black money from their husbands that did to help black people. Stop. It's my goal. No, it's not. We own.
And you know what the difference is?
You're wrong.
You know what the difference is?
You're wrong.
If I marry a white woman, when I die, my wealth goes to the very people who have robbed everything from my community.
It's not true.
So you heard what Umar Johnson had to say. Now, this is a nuanced conversation, and I think there are many ways to approach it. I also think that there isn't one answer. Because people are going to see things differently, right? And I'm only going to speak from the vantage point that I know of. So actually, while I was deliberating on what I was going to say, I actually threw the conversation around, right, with my brother-in-law, sister-in-law, my wife, and I said, hey, first I asked my sister-in-law, my wife, what do you think about this, right? I played the clip for them, and it turned out they'd already heard it. So I played it for them now. For context, these are 2 black women, black Nigerian women. So I played it for them, and I wanted to get their response. Their initial response was, and I'm just giving you their opinion, they did not agree with Umar Johnson, what he was saying whatsoever. They didn't agree with him. They didn't like the fact that he was basically suggesting what Vanessa Bryant should do with her deceased husband's money. She's like, it's not your business, it's her money, she can do whatever the hell she wants to do with it. That's the first thing. And they did not agree with him in no uncertain terms, and they went into their reasons of why they disagreed with him, which was interesting to me. Then I asked the husband, and his basic position was, listen, who says she has to do anything? If she doesn't want to, she doesn't have to. If she wants to, she can, right? That was her position. What's my thoughts on this? First of all, I want to speak about the perspectives that are on the table right now. The perspective I believe Umar Johnson is speaking from is this one. Umar Johnson is a collectivist, meaning he believes that all black people are one, no matter if you're from the States, if you're from Africa, if you're living in, I don't know, Germany or living in Tokyo, wherever. He believes they're one people, right? And he's all for the betterment of blacks. He doesn't apologize for that. And his position is, listen, anything that's in the favor of us, I'm going to support. And he's going to be against anything that he deems is not in the favor. Now, if you listen to his perspective, he said, number one, why didn't she, in this case, Vanessa Bryant, the wife of Kobe Bryant, why isn't she using his funds to benefit the black community specifically, right? That's what she should be doing, according to him. Now, if you guys are aware, maybe you may be unaware, about a year or so ago, there was a dispute between Nike and the estate of Kobe Bryant. And the dispute was, I guess, I don't know what the dispute was, but we had heard that they were discontinuing Kobe Bryant's shoes. Now, if you know anything about basketball, you know that Kobe Bryant has the most popular shoes right now behind Jordan's. If you look at NBA players, one of the number one shoes, if it's not Jordan, I probably think probably the number one worn shoe of another former NBA player right now in the NBA got to be Kobe's. Jordan is more like people wear for fashion, for style. You don't really see so many NBA players wearing his shoes, but for Kobe shoes, you see a lot of NBA players, like a lot of them. And NBA and people that play basketball in general, they love to wear Kobe Bryant shoes because they're great basketball shoes. So there was this thing of they were discontinuing it. And then we got an announcement that they were going to continue it. And then funny enough, just yesterday, I started following Nike on Instagram. I follow them and I see that they have this huge Kobe Bryant campaign. And essentially the agreement that they came to was they were going to continue to make Kobe shoes, obviously with the consent of his wife. And by her doing that, she's keeping his legacy alive by them running different campaigns. I don't know if you know, they have Kobe Bryant posters all over the world right now in Venice Beach, New York, all over the world. They're posting Kobe Bryant's pictures. Right? So there's this happening. So I say all of this to say that she's doing her part to keep his legacy alive. And as his wife, that's an amazing and beautiful thing. Because the fact of the matter is there's some guys that pass away and their widows do nothing. They just spend his money and that's it. They just F it off. But she's actually keeping his legacy alive. There's another part of this that I think we have to factor in, which is this. We're not just talking about someone that lost her husband. We're not just talking about that. We're talking about someone that lost her husband and her child. As someone that's about to be a parent in less than a week, and it's a girl, by the grace of God, I don't even want to imagine that. I cannot even begin to put that into context. What type of horror that is. But that's what she's experiencing. And nevertheless, she's still carrying on with his legacy. So Vanessa Bryant, in my book, I don't have any issue with her in this particular case. Now, to the point of, well, why isn't she helping the black community? The question we got to ask ourselves is simply this. If she wants to help, is it our right for us to force her to do it? she can do whatever the hell she wants to do. That is at the heart of it. If she wants to help the black community, she can help them. If she doesn't want to help them, that's her. She doesn't have to do it. Why are we waiting for Vanessa Bryant to do it? I don't know. We have so many rich, affluent blacks in the United States, for example. Why is it Vanessa Bryant that we're all falling on top of to do that? Number one. Number two, when Kobe was alive, and I could be wrong, I don't remember Kobe Bryant ever singling out one group, because Kobe, I think the best way to describe him was a global citizen. Kobe Bryant was born in Philly, grew up in Italy, lived in California. The guy could speak Italian, he could speak Spanish, I think he could speak another language, I could be wrong, English and stuff like that. Kobe was a global citizen. So I don't see Kobe Bryant as a person that says, I'm all for my black people, or I'm all for the Italian people that I grew. I don't see him that way. I think Kobe is just for people. And I think his message of Mamba mentality wasn't meant for blacks or the betterment of blacks. I think it was meant for the betterment of people. Period. When he wrote the book, when he did the thing of story, Their Basketball, that was meant for kids of all colors. And I don't see Kobe as someone that would say, well, I'm only going after black kids when his kids are not 100% black. It wouldn't even make any bloody sense. Now, some could say, why didn't he do that? Why didn't he marry a black? That's his choice. Honestly, it's his choice. Some people are going to disagree with me and say, no, you have to. Again, it's your right. It's your opinion. As long as you're not forcing people down the aisle to get married to people that they don't want to, no problem. But it's your right to have that opinion. There's nothing wrong with it. It's your right. It doesn't mean that people have to subscribe to it, but that's how you feel. And to me, listen, I think that Vanessa Bryant should do whatever the hell she wants to do because she's her own person. I think she's keeping his legacy alive and doing it the best way that she knows and she can. And I don't think we can fault her. Right? I don't think we can fault her. And some people have been asking the question, because I've been reading a lot of comments about it. Some people were saying, if this was a black woman, would he even be commenting? If it was a black woman, or is he only commenting because it's a Spanish woman? Now, to me, I don't know. But in this particular case, my view is this. Vanessa Bryant can do what she wants to do. No one said it's her job to uplift the black community. No one said it's her job to uplift the Hispanic community. She can do whatever she wants to do. What I'm happy about is that she's keeping his legacy alive. Now, if she did business with these particular schools and those particular schools, and maybe some people wanted her to do what HBCUs, I totally understand. But guess what? There are also a lot of other blacks with a lot of money that are affluent, with a lot of influence, that we can also go after. And by we, meaning people that are proponents of that. But to me, listen, she's keeping the man's legacy alive. I don't want to get into their family issues, the details within the family, because none of my business. But to me, that's my position. She can do whatever she wants to do. If she wants to help the black, she can do it. If she doesn't have to. Whatever, right? No, there's no way you slice it. Her kids are still part black. Any way you slice it, anyway. So I don't believe she has any particular hatred or anything against her kids are black. Like, there's just no two ways about it as well. So these are my thoughts. What I want to know from you guys: number one, what do you think about his points? Number two, what are your thoughts on it? What are your thoughts on what Umar Johnson had to say? Do you think they're fair, unfair? And do you think that Vanessa Bryant is doing the right thing? Whatever you guys think about this issue, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. We catch you guys on the next show. Peace.